Hi! Today we're going to use the apple from the Stampin' Up! Harvest Hello stamp set to make not one, but two teacher gifts ideas. You'll like these handmade teacher gifts ideas so well, you'll see that you can use them for others too. I'm Shelley Godby, the owner and CEO of Stamping Smiles, and for 18 years I've been teaching other people how to create their own hand stamped smiles, so you can give these gifts individually or as a set. Here's a closer view of the Harvest Hello stamp set and the coordinating apple builder punch. This stamp set is so clever. With the same stamp set and punch, you can do apples or pumpkins. And when you order the two of these together using the special bundle item number I've listed right here, you'll save 10% on both. But only through January 2nd, 2020, because the Harvest Hello's bundle is from the 2019 Stampin' Up! Holiday Catalog, and it ends January 2nd, 2020. So any bundle discounts end with the last day of the catalog. So let me show you this. All right, so I want to show you something important because there are people who are always new finding Stampin' Up! Or some of my stampers didn't know about this key coding. So when you look at a stamp set, look at this. See how the leaf, the pumpkin, and pumpkins are white against that gray? Well, they have that solid shading all around them. That means there's a coordinating punch or dies. And it says down here, so that as soon as you see that, you come down here and read so you know what it coordinates with. And then over here, this is shaded cream against the white. Well, because it has a coordinating punch that'll work for the pumpkin, apple, leaf, and stems. So that is a really handy thing to know, so you don't end up doing some hand trimming you never needed to do. All right, so how about we do some stamping for our teacher gift, and we'll start with some Whisper White cardstock. And whenever you're stamping on white cardstock, I highly recommend the Stampin' Up! Whisper White. It has a tight, smooth finish that you get crisp, clean images, and that's what you want when you're stamping. So we'll start with our apple. Isn't that nice? They carved out the center, so because with the rubber, you know, it would sometimes pucker out and you'd get an image that you didn't want. So that is already cut out for you. And we'll come over here and stamp. And for the first project, I'll want 4 of these. And then for the second one, we'll want another one. So go ahead and do that. And then we'll also want some stems and leaves. So what I'm using here is a Tuxedo Black Memento ink pad. We'll be coloring with the Stampin' Blends, Stampin' Up's alcohol markers in their exclusive colors. And you need that so the ink doesn't just dissolve. If you use some other ink pads, it's kind of funny, you just erase the lines. All right, so let's get our stem. Oh, fantastic. Over here and get another one. Oh, didn't do as good. But hey, we got lots more room on here. Oh, very good, very good. All right, so let's put this aside. And then our apple builder punch. Push to open that up. And what's so cool about this, you can see, so you stamp first, center it in. This one's just super easy to do. There we go. And then I'll come over here, catch a stem. So that works for both the pumpkin and the apple. Fantastic. And then our leaf. All right, I might need to trim a little bit off. Well, hey, we'll just tear it to be able to get to it. And get one of our leaves. Very nice. So you get to build your apple or pumpkin. Oh, good job. You know what? I'm not as thrilled with that one, and I've got plenty more room. Let's do one more. A lot of scrap Whisper White cardstock around. I use a lot of it, so you save those scrap pieces for little projects. Oh, there we go. I like that a lot better. Okay, so now we'll color with our Stampin' Blends. We've got our, well, the other one's here somewhere. We'll find it. I think things went flying. Aha, here it is. Here it is. Okay, so with the stem, I'm going to use the soft suede light. I think I'll use a smaller end because it's a small area. Give that a little bit of color. Oh, fantastic. Done with that. And then for our leaf, I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. So I'll start with the darkest of the two, the dark, and I'm just going to outline, here we go, the veins. And then with the light, go in and finish coloring it in. And you could do it either way. You could color it in first and then go add the vein lines. It's all good. And then thinking teachers, I decide to stay with Real Red for my apple. So we'll start with a Real Red light. And something I learned on the Alaskan cruise, someone was demonstrating with the Stampin' Blends. And I said, boy, I just tend to fill in the whole thing whenever I'm coloring. And so what she showed to do was to start with, there, leave yourself room for the reflection. Because once you start coloring, you start looking around and you see where light hits whatever object you're looking at. So we're leaving that. And by drawing that right away, I know to, I have it where I want it, and I know not to color it in. Because if I don't do that, I forget. And so I'm going to, you could do, you could start with your darkest color if you wanted. I'm going to start with the lightest and then shade. And so I'm finding little circles work really well as opposed to long lines on a larger image like this. Okay. This is going to be so pretty. If you haven't tried the Stampin' Blends yet, you're going to love them. They just make you look like you're brilliant, like you're this incredible artist. Because the colors just blend, and then with the two colors to be able to do really nice shading. Very attractive. Without a lot of effort. Okay, so see, we still have our reflection there. So now I'll bring in my dark. And so since my light is hitting here, I assume it's darker over here. That the shadow would fall over here. And, one sure-proof thing is to always follow what they give you for shading too. All right, then I like to blend with the light one, so I don't have just that dark line that just starts so abruptly. Go over here, a little bit over here too. So what we're going to make with these are some note cards, and I decided to leave them without a greeting or sentiment so the teacher could use them for whatever they like. And these turned out so nice, you may find you want to use them just for yourself or just a nice gift. A lot of us love apples, not just teachers. But boy, it's nice to have something for the teachers. And again, they get at Christmas time, probably anytime it's a gift time, they get well, I'm sure they get a lot of things with apples, but they also get a lot of candy and sweets. And so I'm going to go over this again to really make that stand out better. And there we go. We are colored. Isn't that pretty? All right, so let's go ahead and put it all together. And what I'm going to use is my SNAIL adhesive. SNAIL stands for Super Neat Affordable Inline Adhesive. Put your finger where these ridges are. Let's put some across the back like this. And I like to work from the front so I can see what I'm doing. Place my stem. There we go. And the leaf. Anytime I work from the back, when I turn around, I'm usually not pleased with what I've done. So there we go. Oh, that is looking so good. So we're going to make little 3x3 note cards, and we have envelopes for those. This will just be so sweet. So I have some Real Red cardstock, and I thought, oh, that'll fit so perfectly on there, but I wanted something more. And that's where the tiny keepsake stamp set came in. Now this is retiring from the 2019 Stampin' Up! Holiday Catalog and available now only while supplies last. So when you see this and decide you want it, I'm just crazy about this set. I've used this on another project too, my November thank you card with a snowman. It was a perfect background. So what I did, I set up my Stamparatus, okay, and this is a red rubber, so I don't have that foam mat. It's all set up just like I need it to be. But what I have here is some grid paper you can purchase just for your Stamparatus, and it has two different measurements. This one's the same that lines up, and this is must be centimeters. I didn't look, but this lines exactly up with this. And so what I wanted to do was make myself like a little tablecloth, and so I needed to go off the edge, and I definitely wanted it straight. And the Stamparatus helps you do that. I couldn't put it in the corner because I wouldn't be able to stamp, right? I wouldn't be able to catch that corner. I need to go off the edge. This is so big. And so I came over here, and so instead of needing to memorize what lines I put on, I use this from the Misty's Corners, and just really like that. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell this, but I'll have a link under the video. I just think it's a really nice addition to the Stamparatus that I'm crazy about. Okay, so we've got everything real red, so let's keep it real red. So what I have here is a real red classic stamping pad. And pick it up, slide that in, and you can't see what I'm doing. Let me move this over, and we'll ink it up. Get that good and inked. There we go. And come over here and stamp. And I just want to press everywhere. And I came over further than even, because then I tend to get a better image. But look, because of this, I have it right where I want it. And that's not quite as much as I'd like, so this is not a big deal. We'll just add a little bit more ink here. Because that held it in place, and it'll go right back where I need it. That's the beauty of the Stamparatus, getting it all set up. Oh, there we go. That looks so good. So let me set this aside. All right, and bring back all of our other elements that we have. Fantastic. And we need some more of that SNAIL adhesive. And 1 inch in each corner is usually plenty. Doesn't that look nice? Yeah, super simple, but I think very thoughtful. And then Stampin' Dimensionals make everything better. That's what I say about butter. Butter makes everything better. Well, Stampin' Dimensionals too. So we'll pop on about 3 of these to give it some support. Here we go. And these foam adhesive dots. Now if you take your thumbnail and press, you don't need long fingernails. I don't. You just need to be able to make that little indent to make the sides pop up. There you go. And we'll put this on. Aw, so sweet. And inside some more Whisper White cardstock. I'll have a link to my blog post with all the measurements so you can make this. And so what I did was I made a set and wrapped it up with some of this red ribbon. This is the real red ribbon, 3/8 inch cotton ribbon. Very, very nice. Doesn't that look great? So you can make as many as you want. And I'll untie this so you can see, because I did the same thing, but with the Granny Apple Green. Isn't that nice? And then the envelopes are here with it. Very, very cute. I think anyone would be thrilled to get this. Oh, there's my 4th one for that set. So there you go. That is our first project with the Harvest Hello stamp set for teachers. And now we'll have our next one. For our next teacher gifts idea, we'll decorate this Glade Apple Cinnamon Candle. And I just found this at the grocery store. This was not seasonal. This was long before all the Christmas items were out. So I wanted you to see the packaging. And for right around $3. So very reasonable. There we go. And I kept thinking with the apples, wanting to use them for Christmas, how a lot of people decorate. They have apple ornaments for their trees. And look at this with the beautiful boughs stamp set, or die set. Oh, the apple and the pine is going to go together really well. So I'll grab my die cutting machine and we'll take care of that, and then bring the rest and put it together. I'm using my Big Shot die cutting machine. So now we need to build up the appropriate thickness. So I start with a Big Shot platform, and then because we're using a thin metal die, and here are the beautiful boughs dies, very, very nice. And next, instead of a cutting pad, I'm going to use a precision base plate. There we go. And the writing side goes down. This is great for the intricate dies. And this time I'm using shaded spruce cardstock and our 2 dies. So you can feel that raised edge. That's the cutting edge. We'll put that down. And one more. There we go. And then to finish it, another cutting pad. And we'll place it on instead of scooting it because we don't want to move the dies. All right, and then feed this through. There we go. And anytime I do the thin, intricate dies like this, I just go ahead and back up. Give it 2 passes through. Okay. And these will pop out quite easily. Look at that. Very, very nice. So now let's go and decorate a candle. Oh, these die cut so nicely. There's just some little pieces to give it more definition. We'll just poke those out. I have my take your pick tool and I'm using the paper piercing end. There we go. Because that just looks even better with some, here's one more. Oh yeah, isn't that attractive? Okay, so the same idea I'm going to do, remember we stamped 2 apples? This time instead, I'm going to use cherry cobbler to look good with the candle and shaded spruce. Because I think the shaded spruce and cherry cobbler go together really well. Same thing, you're going to color it the same way, just using different colors. Oh, I see another one. Hold on. See another, and this just makes it so much better when you get them all out, when you have all the definition. Oh, there we go. Fantastic. And same idea. Okay, so I have one already colored for us. Oh, looking so good. So now we'll put these on the back. So we need some more SNAIL adhesive. We'll just be really generous with it. And again, I like to work from the front so I can see what I'm doing. And so I'm thinking of this as it would look on our tree, right? Oh, that looks so sharp. Oh, very, very nice. Okay. And let me show you what I did. So I took our candle and a 6x8 cellophane bag, placed it in there, taped the corners. It's not a gusseted, but it works out just fine. So when it sticks out, just tape them down. And then I tied with really long loops. And this is the cherry cobbler 3/8 inch diagonal striped ribbon from the holiday catalog. And this is retiring too, so available only while supplies last. So now the trick is to get our pretty apple onto here, but I'm gonna do a little bit more decorating, and that'll be with the Jingle Bells. Aren't those adorable? And those cherry cobbler and shaded spruce. Everything just worked out so beautifully. And so I threaded them onto some linen thread because I really just kind of want this to disappear. So let me cut this off. There we go. And what we'll do is take a 1/8 inch punch. A 1/16 was just too small to get that thread through, but it's hidden anyway by the Jingle Bells. So come down here and right at top of the apple. Give this a punch. There we go. Fantastic. Feed this through. There. And not around the whole thing. All we're going to do is through one of these loops. Whoops, my Jingle Bells are on the back. Got to do a reversal. Hold on. Try that again. Should pay attention to that, right? Where the Jingle Bells are coming. Okay, let's try again. I could hear them. Couldn't see them. There we go. Now the Jingle Bells are on the front. And so instead of the whole thing, I just threw one of the loops so it'll lay nicely for us. And I apologize for how awkward I can make things like this look. There we go. And we'll cinch that up. And look, you can't even see under the Jingle Bell, the thread. Make ourselves a knot and trim off those long ends. Okay, so make a knot, trim those off. unless you like that hanging. I don't. And then here we go. Here's our finished one. Isn't that easy? So for around $3, extra long tail to hang down, extra big bow because our apple is so nice and big in the tree, and a fantastic, easy teacher gift, or actually your friends and family would love this too. So here they are together. Now, if I was going to do a set, I would coordinate them. You know, I think I would do this also in the cherry cobbler, but I was thinking real red for the apple of your eye. And there we go. Easy, easy, easy. Teacher gifts that they will love, and they can use them up. They don't have to decorate the room forever. They'll burn the candle and they'll use up the note cards. They'll really appreciate it. And your friends and family too. If you'd like to make my handmade teacher gifts ideas that will work well for others too, all the supplies are listed below the video and available to order now in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. I'm Shelly Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Thanks for watching.